Good afternoon, guys. This is the Boys Arena once again. We are back with the Premier League Pulse episode 3, and today we are discussing about Chelsea, the pride of London. With me in studio, I'm joined with Ian Kimani and Frederick Osano, our sports analyst, and they're joining me in the discussion today about Chelsea. So I'll go straight to my question to Ian Kimani. Chelsea have had a great season in the past years. We've seen it before. Can you just give us a brief report about it?
I think looking at the previous days of Chelsea, I think everybody was in a position to enjoy being a fan of Chelsea because one thing, the management knew what it's doing, starting with Abramovich. He knew what he was doing with the club. I think even the signings that he was doing, I think they were major signings which helped us grab the Club World Cup and also the UEFA Champions League. I think the squad was intact, the squad was good, they knew what they wanted with the club, they were fighting for the badge, something that we have not seen in the current squad with some of the players. So I think the difference from the past and now it's evident, it's clear. The squad is not there compared to the squad that was there.
So you're saying that the squad that was there in the past and the squad that is now here is totally different. To you, Osano, in the season 2021-2022, Chelsea won the UCL and they played against your team, Manchester City. What can you say about it?
Yes, I remember very well. For those who cannot remember that season, Chelsea played against Manchester City in that UEFA Champions League finals, of which Kai Havertz scored the only goal to win them their second UEFA Champions League trophy. And that season, I remember Chelsea had fired their previous coach, who was their legend back then, Frank Lampard. Lampard was their head coach, and then hired Thomas Tuchel from PSG. Then he came together with some players, including this centre back. This centre back, I don't remember very well his name. And then he came and won them the Champions League against Manchester City. That is the only thing I remember about. Yes.
Thank you. To you, Ian Kimani, ever since Tuchel left, Chelsea has never been the same again. I remember Tuchel has won 3 major trophies in 13 months. Do you think Chelsea will still be the same as they were with Thomas Tuchel?
I think the problem here is the squad, because if you look at any coach that came in after Tuchel, all of them have the same mentality of creating a squad from young players, and that's something that you cannot have. Because in the Premier League, I think teams must have experienced players. So if you come with young players who are yet to get that mentality of winning, I think you cannot compete with anybody who has been there. Given an example of a team like Liverpool, I think their squad has been intact. They only bring young players maybe to help out, but the major squad has many qualified players, the skilled players, and as compared to Chelsea, which is now bringing up young talent.
Speaking of young talent, Chelsea is the only Premier League team, is the youngest Premier League team, with the oldest player being 27 years, that is Tosin Adarabioyo. That is to tell you they are the youngest team in the Premier League. I would like to pose a question to you, Osano. Yes. We've seen Cole Palmer move from Manchester City to Chelsea, and he has brought influence to the team. What can you say about Cole Palmer at Man City and Cole Palmer at Chelsea?
Yeah, comparing Cole Palmer while he was at Manchester City, and after that moving to Chelsea, you can see while he was at Manchester City, he wasn't getting enough playing time as compared to Chelsea. You can see that he had a lot of competition. So I think Pep Guardiola only gave him these small trophies like Carabao, FA, and but when it comes to the Premier League, he wasn't getting that enough time. While after coming to Chelsea, he has brought life back to Chelsea, being their main man for now. These previous seasons, he has been their main man, scoring goals, being their top scorer, and everything.
Yeah, so you're saying there is a difference when he was at Man City and Chelsea because of the play time.
There's a very big difference.
Yeah, there's a big difference. Yes. Kimani, Cole Palmer joined Chelsea. Yeah. In one season, he scored 22 goals and assisted in about 17 matches. Yeah. What can you say about him?
Cole Palmer is a very good player on the ball and off the ball. I think we have had the coach give him praises, but even without the praises from the coach, I think if you are a person who watches football, you can detect that from him. I think he has the winning mentality. He knows that he's a big name right now, and he has to keep the big name. So I think he tries to give the best he has. But right now, I think he's going through a tough period, something that is normal to any player. So I think the only thing that they should do, maybe it's give him a chance to rest a little bit, and I think he will come back stronger, maybe, and be the Cole Palmer that you know at Chelsea.
That's nice. To you, Osano, last season Chelsea really flopped a lot. They ended the season not in top 4, and now they are playing the Conference League. What can you say about Chelsea last season?
Yeah, last season I think last season Chelsea had a lot of problems. I think from changing their coach from one coach to another. They went on and bring this. What was his name before? What was his name? I don't remember.
Mauricio Pochettino.
Mauricio Pochettino. They brought in Mauricio Pochettino, of which he later resigned. And I think last season compared to this season, I think they have improved a lot. In terms of games, in terms of everything, their matches, the way they are playing, and everything. And last season, by the time we were going to end the Premier League season, I think they won. They were supposed to be. They finished at the Europa League stages, and of which Manchester City put that position by winning the FA Cup. So I think that is what made them to be now playing the Conference League this season. But I think it is also a very good opportunity for them to clinch all the European major trophies, because that is the only thing they are not having in their trophy cabinet. So I think it is just okay. Yeah.
This season is just okay compared to last season.
Yeah.
Now, Ian Kimani, we have seen Chelsea turn around from what we saw last season, under the new management of Enzo Maresca. They are trying to build the squad. What can you say about Enzo Maresca at Chelsea?
I think Enzo has done a very splendid job, because even when he was arriving, we did not expect anything much from him. But right now, you can see that we are at position 5 with number 3 being just, I think, 2 points away from us. So I think he has done a very great job with the same squad that was there. I think the first thing that he did, I think he established his first 11, and I think we have had 1 or 2 conferences from him where he says that he detects the players to play according to the way they have trained. So you as a player, I think if you have a coach like that, you have to give the best during training for you to get minutes. So I think Maresca is doing a very good job at Chelsea, and I think he has a plan. If he's given time, without being disturbed and being given the talents that he has for, I think Maresca will do a great job for us.
That's nice. Now, to you, Osano, we've seen Nicholas Jackson last season as he arrived at Chelsea. Compared to last season, do you think Nicholas Jackson has changed this season?
Yeah, comparing Nicholas Jackson of the last season and this season, I think the Nicholas Jackson of this season has improved a lot, because I think last season he was still wasting a lot of chances compared to this season. Now that you can attest that by seeing the recent game that he has been out this season due to injury, Chelsea have not even been scoring goals compared to the games that he had been playing. So I think last season he didn't have that chance, because he was still alikuwa bado anajaribu kuona kama anaingia in that formation and everything, to form in the team and everything. So and this season I think alikuwa amepata sasa ile the confidence and everything. So nadhani hiyo ndio imechangia kupata hiyo the change and everything.
Okay, now you're saying the change and the adaptability for him was a problem last season.
Yes.
Now to you, Ian Kimani, we have seen Enzo Maresca change tactics from what we are used to seeing him playing with Leicester. We have seen him change tactics, and do you think it has worked and helped Chelsea?
For me, according to what I've seen, I think he's playing much of possessive football, which I think is not helping us as Chelsea as a club, because you possess, you see Chelsea has a possession of 60, with the other team having a possession of 40, but we end up losing the game. So he has to understand that possession is good, yes, to kill the game, but it does not have any points. So even though we have a possession and we don't have goals, we are still losing the same way we lose if it's without possession. So I think even with maintaining the possession, I think he must work on the possession. We have seen games they want to use the defense so much as compared to the attack. So I think that's one problem with I can detect from Maresca right now. I think he has to create that impact, that pressing. He has very fast wingers, Akina Pedro Neto, Sancho, Palma is there, Jackson is coming back. So I think he has to use that attack to get the points that we deserve to have.
So you think he needs to work more on the attacking force?
Yeah.
Now, to your son, Chelsea have a huge number of players, a large number of players actually. You have seen them. People say they have both team A, B, and C. Others are playing the Premier League. Others are rested so that they can play the UEFA Conference League. What can you attest to that?
That one also is naweza sema pia hiyo ni ukiangalia kwa upande mwingine ni mzuri pia, but hata ukiona hivi majuzi niliona kulikuwa na kule the fans in the UK recently in their last month they were protesting against things to do with business. So but having that amount of players that large number of squad and everything, I think inafaa sasa ikusaidie build the squad. For example, inafaa sasa kwa sasa tuseme wako na plan for the next season and everything. So I think hapo hivyo it's a very good move. Yeah.
So you think the number is really big, but it's not helping them effectively?
Tukiangalia kwa nyingine bado, but I think ni hiyo tu inafaa kupata ile the red squad. I think from that number wapate wajue who ana play in that position effectively and everything. So nadhani hiyo ndio bado the coach ajapata vizuri kuangalia kuone kama ni tukiangalia in the right back, in the left back we have a problem and this one needs to play here. Yeah.
Okay, so to you, Ian Kimani, we've seen Chelsea players, some come from injury and they stay for a while, then they are back to injury. What can you say about Reece James? We've seen Reece James come from injury and then go back. We've seen Romeo Lavia, we've seen Wesley Fofana. What can you say about it?
I think Chelsea, maybe we can say we have a bad luck with the players because the players at times that we fans want to get, the players when sisi fans tunataka wako injured, they are not the players that go to injury. So we end up having good players go for injury and we are left with the players that don't give the best to the team. I think if you look at the rate at which we win games with Wesley Fofana in the defense, I think we have trust with Wesley. And now that he's back, I think we will see that he'll bring change. Even Reece James, I think he's a very good right back, except for the fact that he has a challenge with the injuries. But I know for now, I believe he'll be in good form for us. Romeo Lavia also is he's good when we have him at the midfield, but we have seen Enzo Fernandez doing quite a great job in coordination with Caicedo. So I think if we get the players that are in injury right now, I think we have a very good squad to fight for at least a top 4 chance to play the UEFA Champions League come next season.
Okay, I'll still remain to you. Yeah. Last season, I think the previous managers have been doing the same thing, except for Enzo Maresca. We've seen Enzo Maresca come and he tries to fix injured players into the game. He gives them time to rest. What can you say about the recent coaches with the new coach Enzo Maresca? I think we've seen him sometimes James get play time to play, and sometimes he's fit but he can't play. He's just benched and he's there for the game. We've seen also Wesley Fofana. He has come back from injury but he has not played yet. What can you say about Enzo Maresca with the injury squad and the other coaches with the injury squad?
I think Maresca knows how to manage the team even with injuries because we have seen there's a time that we did not have Fofana and we did not have James. Malo Gusto pia alikuwa injury kidogo, so we are seeing him playing a formation whereby we have Caicedo at the right back when we have possession of the ball, but when we have possession of the ball, he plays right back. When we don't have possession, he's there in his position, his normal position. So I think Maresca knows how to deal with injuries, something that we have not seen with our previous coaches, where they force players to play in position that they are not comfortable with. But I think for Maresca, he knows what he wants with the current squad he has right now. The only thing I can say he needs at least 2 or 3 players who have at least the experience playing I think with that you will be able to do well in Chelsea.
Okay, to you, Sano, we've seen Chelsea started the league off well. They were at some point they were at position 2, but now they are trailing. They are in position 5, and things seems to be not good. What can you say about Chelsea when they were at position 2 and Chelsea now that they are in position 5?
I think at that time Chelsea waliweza kukuja hadi number 2 and hadi watu wakaanza kusema their fans and everybody was saying you are in the title race, but again the coaches and even the players refuted the claims and they said we are not even in the title race. But I think the problem ambayo imerudi katokea in the recent matches ni the injuries and everything, because ukiangalia Cole Palmer amekuja pia akapotea kidogo hapo hivyo, hajakuwa akionekana in the games, and then ukiangalia Nicholas Jackson pia hajakuwa kule mbele the striking. So and I think hapo mbele, I think comparing Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku, ukiangalia naona ako juu yake, iko mbali sana. So I think hiyo ndio kitu ambayo ilikuja ambayo ikaleta the problem there, and but I think the remaining matches ambazo zimebaki naona they will still come back. Cole Palmer tunataka tumuone akikuja to the life again, and then naona tu wakiendelea naona at top 4 position.
Okay, so you're saying if they re-establish well, they'll be back at top 4. Yeah. Now to you, Ian Kimani, we have seen Chelsea they have not made a major signing this January transfer window. Do you think at the end of the season, maybe the next transfer window, they will make major signings?
I think that's where the management is going wrong. As my colleague has said, I think we saw Chelsea fans go on a strike at least to show the management that they are frustrated. Because if you look at the sign we did, it's somebody even I've never heard of. But seeing him come through, I think that was not the right decision. I think we need to have more skilled players. But we are hoping for Estevao to come in June. Perez is also coming through. So I think despite them coming through, I think we also need to get at least ourselves a striker maybe and a skilled defense, because I think last season we were trailing so much, but you see the impact that Silva was bringing to the defense. I think he helped us so much. If it were not for Silva, I don't know where we could have completed the season last season. So I think what we need as a squad, Chelsea is okay right now, but I think we need skilled players. We need players who have been playing at least for some couple of time. We need them to bring the skills to the young players. I think with having skills and pace from the young players, I think Chelsea is our team to be feared. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying if they bring in new forces and a new squad, they will be way better than we are used to seeing them. Yeah. Now, to you, Osano, we've seen Chelsea. They have great players. They have made signings last transfer. Despite having no players coming in this transfer window, we have seen them last summer. They made transfers. Do you think the transfers that they made have an impact on the team so far by this season, by this time of the season? Do you think the players that they signed have brought impact on the team?
Yes, I can say at some point they have brought some impact, because the likes of Pedro Neto, I think they have brought some impact at some point. But ukiangalia pia kwa upande mwingine sioni kama, because the players ambao wako hapo ni ambao tunazoea, isipokuwa the injuries and everything imekuwa na kwa the big problem. Yeah, but the signings like Pedro Neto hapo naona imeweza ku improve kidogo, because amekuwa na nia hapo hivyo certain games anakuwa the main man.
Okay, we have so much to talk on, but my director is telling me time is not on our side. So I would like to pose a straight question to both of you. Briefly tell us, if you change Chelsea, what would you do to change them? And number two, where do you think Chelsea will finish this season at? I'll start with you, Ian Kimani, then to you, San.
Okay, so for me, starting with the goalkeeper, I think we have keepers who are on loan. Petrovic and Kepa, I think they are out on loan. So I think they are doing better than the keepers we have right now. Despite the fact that we have not seen Jorgensen so much, we can't judge him so much. But I think he's still not to those chances of being a Chelsea player number one. So I think we need a keeper, and In the center back position, I think we also need a skilled person. I think James on the right back is doing well, Kokurela is doing well. So I think we just need to improve on our center back position. When Wilson Fofana comes back, I think he needs another skilled person next to him. The defense, the midfield is okay. The wings are okay according to me, but for the striking force, I think we need a good striker. A striker who does not miss chances, because there are chances that Jackson misses and you wonder if he's really a striker. So I think we need a striker for me. And given my position for Chelsea, I think Chelsea has, I think it can finish at top 4 this season.
So you say Chelsea will finish at 4. Yeah. Now, do you, Sado, what do you think about if you were to change the formation and if you were to change the squad, who would you take out and who would you remain with, and what do you think? Where do you think Chelsea will finish this season?
In terms of the formation and everything in the squad, the first thing that I will do, first of all, is replace the keeper. The keeper, first of all, because he is huwa ana concede some mistakes ambayo ukiangalia ifai kuwa conceded, then the keeper ni number one. Then another thing that I'll do, I'll try and remove these injury prone players, wale ambao wanakuja this game, then the next season, the next game wako injury nini, au nitawatoa. Then tukienda pale kwa striking kidogo, I will try and bring a striker ambayo mwenye opposite chances, as my colleague has said, comparing to Nicholas Jackson, because if you want to win trophies ama kumaliza in the top 4 in the English Premier League, ni lazima ukue na a good striker ambaye atakufungia magoli. Na ukiangalia that is kwa sasa hata ukiangalia the teams like Arsenal, that is the only thing that is costing them a lot, because kama una striker, there is nothing you can do. Na uta dominate anywhere. So I think that is the only thing I'll do. And then in terms of my prediction, I think Chelsea will, for me, I'm seeing them finish in the top 4 at number 4. Yeah, although there is still a stiff competition from the likes of Manchester City, and then we have Nottingham Forest. So, but I'm predicting them to finish at the top 4 at the end of the season.
Okay, so yes, both of you are agreeing that Chelsea will finish at top 4. So thank you guys for joining me in studio. So guys, we've been discussing about Chelsea. We follow us on our YouTube page. You will find more about sports events. I've been your anchor, Ian Collins. Thank you so much. Keep on subscribing. Keep on following us for sports updates. Till next time, it's a goodbye.